What up? MOTOBOB here. I've just posted a video about removing a tank pad. So this is a quick how-to of fitting a new pad. It's pretty simple in that you just got to make sure the tank is nice and clean. You want to make sure that you've got any of the residue from the old pad off. So you can use WD-40 to get glue and those kinds of things off the tank. Then maybe use something like Muck Off bike cleaner just to make sure it's nice and clean. Rinse it with water, dry it, make sure there's no bits on there, and you're good to go. Also, the tank pad that I've got comes with a little like wipe, like a wet wipe. So you can use that as well, but it might not be absolutely necessary if you've done a good job of cleaning it already. The reason that I'm replacing mine is because I screwed it up the first time. I put it too high up, so the bottom of the tank is quite exposed. So if you're wearing jeans and that kind of thing, you're probably going to rub that away over time. So I want to just get it changed now before it starts to wear away the paint. So I'm going to spend a bit more time on that today. The positioning of it, that is. So here's my 3 items that I'd recommend for this. Some masking tape, a Sharpie, and a tape measure. So what I'm going to do is put the masking tape on various bits of the tank where I think the tank pad needs to line up, and then just mark where I'm going to stick it with the Sharpie. It's not actually a Sharpie, it's a Bic market, but you know what they're trying to do there. They're just trying to make a Sharpie. And then I should get it lined up perfectly. I'm not that OCD about stuff like that on my bike. Generally, it just gets used, it gets commuted on, it gets dirty, it gets scraped. When you're parking in bike bays, you know, people park right next to them and scratch your paintwork and all that kind of thing. So I'm not super precious, but if you are going to spend the time to put a new tank pad on, it'll take 30 seconds to do it badly and like 5 minutes to do it well. So it's worth just marking it out first, measuring it up, and getting the job done right. You also need, well, it says on the instructions for this tank pad that you need to heat it up with a hairdryer or a hot gun or something like that. I don't have a garage, so I've got to do that in here. So that's another reason why it's good to mark up before you stick it on and measure up, because when you take it out, you don't want it cooling down while you're trying to line it up. You want it to stay warm, get outside, stick it on as quick as you can. And I have fitted like 2 tank pads in the past without bothering to warm them up with the hairdryer, and they peeled off quite quickly. Admittedly, it was in winter, but they peeled off within a week or so, so I just had to take those off. So this is a really important step, especially if it's cold outside. Maybe if your bike's been sat in the sun and the tank's been catching the sun and it's warmed up, then you might be okay. But is it worth the risk of spending 30 extra seconds warming it up with a hairdryer? No, is my answer, especially when I've had 2 peel off. Let's get outside. As I said, make sure it's clean, and then I'll show you how I go on with this. Alright, so we're done with that, and I'm much happier with how I got on with that than last time. Just spent a bit more time on it just to get it right, and I think it looks much better, and actually will protect the bottom of the tank a lot better than my last attempt. If you've got any other methods for doing this that are easier than spending that time measuring up and marking up, then I'd love to hear about them in the comments below, as would the other people who watch this video. And if you want to see more like this, then please click subscribe.